We got a little something to add to this today. We got to be able to find slope from tables. So, you got your X and Y values listed on the table. You got to be able to find the slope. The good news is when we do that, nothing changes on how we do it. It's still changing Y over changing X. When you have a table, you got a couple things you can pick from. So what you need to do is you need to pick two of the ordered pairs. In most cases, if you use the first two, that generally works out for you. If you have some that have all positive numbers and some that have negatives, probably use the ones that have positives. If we got all positives in this case, using the two ones with the lowest numbers are going to make things easier for me to work with. So if I use these 2 points here, I'm doing changing Y over changing X. My Y values are going from 9 to 13. X values are going from 2 to 4. From 9 to 13 is an increase of 4. 2 to 4 is an increase of 2. 4 over 2 gives me a slope of 2. Okay? So like I said, it works out exactly the same with the ordered pairs. It's just a little formatted differently. If I take this same table, any 2 points I use is going to give me a slope of 2. So I'm going to use the first and last one just to show how that looks. From 9 to 21 is my change in Y. 2 to 8 is my change in X. 9 to 21, increase of 12. 2 to 8, increase of 6. 12 over 6 still gives me 2. And for any of these, it should work out that way. No matter what 2 points you use, if you do it correctly, it should be the same slope once you do change in Y over change in X. All right, y'all try that one. Eliana, what you got? 1/2 is correct. Again, any 2 points works. Whoops. Wanted the highlighter. I would use those 2 points because they're the smallest numbers and they're all positives. So changing Y, my Y values are going from 6 to 7. My X values are going from 2 to 4. 6 to 7 is an increase of 1. 2 to 4 is an increase of 2. Just like with the ordered pairs, we would want to simplify. This one can't be simplified, so we got 1/2. All right, a little trickier when we get some negative numbers. So give this one a try. You gotta be a little careful with your signs, whether it's increasing or decreasing. Cam, Negative 3/4. All right, so I would guess most of y'all probably still use these first 2 points, right? If I were doing it, I would not use those first 2 points. X is negative. I can do it without a negative X. Oh, that's going to put it in there. Let's just make it again. So I would use those 2 points. So if I'm using those 2 points, my Y values are going from -7 to -10. My X values are going from 4 to 8. -7 to -10 is a decrease. It's a decrease of 3, so we make that a -3. 4 to 8 is an increase of 4. That's a positive. We got one negative, one positive. Whole thing's negative, so that's a -3/4. Any questions there? That's still one of the biggest things with this is you got to be careful with your signs. If we have the Y values decreasing, that's going to make that a negative number for the Y value. Most cases, the X values, the way they'll be listed, will be increasing. Not always, but usually. So if we use the first 2 points, I'll do that since I'm sure a lot of y'all did. We have here and here. From -1 to -7 is a decrease of 6. So we'd have -6. From -4 to +4 is an increase of 8. So that's a +8. 2 goes into both of those numbers. So when we divide by 2, we still get the -3/4. Okay? Any other questions on that? All right, try this one. The same idea, just a little different looking. When we have a horizontal table like this, X's are typically on top, Y's are on the bottom. Nevaeh? No? Prince? 3 is correct. All right, so the big thing here, if I'm doing ordered pairs, I need the X and the Y value. So there's one ordered pair. There's my other ordered pair. And remember, slope is change in Y over change in X. So my Y values are going from 2 to 8 right there. X values are going from 1 to 3. From 2 to 8 is an increase of 6. 1 to 3 is an increase of 2. 6 over 2 is 3. If y'all had 1/3, you had that flipped. And that's what makes the horizontal tables a little trickier, is they'll typically have X on top, Y on the bottom, but slope is changing Y over changing X, so we got to flip that around. Okay? Any questions there? It's not anything harder than what we've been doing. It's just like a different way of it being organized.